Hey guys, it's Chase, and we're here for an all-new episode of the D.O.M Podcast, starring Caitlin.
Hi.
And Starla.
Hey.
And Michael.
Hello.
And we're all here, and basically in the last one we all talked about our favorite movies that we got, we've seen, or the movies we've seen so far up to this date.
Yeah.
And now this one's going to be all about...
2015.
If
we did up to this date,
This is part 34 of movies we've seen up to date. Of 2015, and this one is going to be the summer, so we're getting basically from where we left off, but just ones we are looking forward to and ones we aren't looking forward to. Not necessarily because we think they're going to be bad, or that they're not going to be bad or whatever, because we have what we've heard about it, what we've seen in trailers, and so based off of that, we're going to decide, which ones we like the most and which one we're not looking forward to the most, all sorts. So we'll start off with ones that we are really looking forward to.
And we may have to eat our words on some of these we're looking forward to, or...
Yeah, that's it. And we'll know tonight. Yeah, tonight we will be seeing Poltergeist, so that'll be one we'll do a thing later on to kind of discuss. But excuse me, I let one rip. But basically, all right. So I'll start us off here. The one I'm looking forward to the most, obviously, because they've been around almost my entire life and almost Caitlin's entire life. They've had, the first movie was Toy Story, so that gives you a clue right there, and that is Inside Out. It is another Pixar. It is about the different emotions inside this little girl's mind. So basically, it's this little girl who you're going to be following, but it's going to be her emotions basically trying to take over her mind, and not necessarily in a creepy way. That can sound really creepy. But they're trying because wait,
I might want to see.
Because in the trailer, you see there's joy, there's sadness, there's anger, there's fear. So and you kind of get to see all of her emotions, and they kind of argue over what they want her to feel, and so it's just her kind of feeling these random things. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I know about it. But Pixar doesn't let me down. I have ones that you can kind of put them in order. Oh, this is my favorite to least favorite, but none of them are ever bad.
Yeah.
Like Pixar never lets me down, and so this could be a first. Like we said, we don't know what we're going into. We have what we see off the trailer and everything. So seeing it may be like total poo shirt. So maybe.
Yeah, if they maintain their standard.
Yeah, and I know some people have already seen it, like you said, and people who have seen it said it's great. So
it looks really good.
So Pixar, I never have to worry. Every time I see something for them, I'm like, okay, this is going to be good. I feel good about this one. And so I'm very confident. And already all the Funkos are already out. See, this is going to be one of those things with, like, Guardians. I remember all of us were just like, they already have the Funko Pops out, and we're looking at the ones that are all rare now, like Star-Lord without his mask. We're just like, oh, this is going to be shit, man. And then we end up loving it, trying to find all the Funko Pops, and then none of them are anywhere. Right. So I'm going to have that same kind of moment where these Funko Pops for Inside Out are everywhere, and then I won't be able to find them.
They're way cute, though. The Funkos are cute.
Yeah, I know. They're awesome. The Joy is the only one I haven't seen anywhere. We went to GameStop and stuff, and they had all the other ones, but they,
Uh-oh.
So I know. I was like...
She's already rare.
Yeah, I know. Joy's already... I know. I was like...
Joy's hard to find.
I know. Depression's right around the corner.
I know. The one I've seen the most is Anger.
Yeah.
He is cute, though. I love the Anger.
I know. Lewis Black plays the voice of him, so he has that very grumpy voice. But yeah, so that's one I'm looking forward to the most. Yeah, I'd say short and sweet this one's going to be, but Inside Out...
That was your Yoda way of...
very short this one's going to be. Alright, Caitlin, you're up. What are you looking forward to?
Mine I'm looking forward to the most is one we saw a trailer for when we went to see... which one was that?
True Story?
It was... I think, True Story.
No, Pitch Perfect 2.
Oh, Pitch Perfect 2. That's which one it was. But... Regardless, anyway, this is The Gift.
Yeah. What movie?
And this one is about this couple who, this random guy that they used to know, I think in high school or something, he just shows up and he kind of tries to put himself back into their life and wants to have dinner with them, and then he just starts bringing the wife random presents and showing up at her door every day, and there's like... The trailer makes it look very creepy because apparently there's something in the past with him and the husband that she doesn't know, and then all this weird stuff starts happening and he's like stalking them and they're trying to figure out, she's trying to figure out what's going on and what her husband's hiding from what happened with this guy, and he's just like, I'm telling you, you need to stay away from him, and he's not welcome in our home and all this. So I just think it looks really cool just for the mystery of it. It looks like a creepy movie.
Who's in it? Jason Bateman, and I can't remember the dude who is that's stalking him. He was in The Warrior. And,
the other guy.
Yeah, he played his brother. Yeah, Tom Hardy's brother in that one. Yeah. I can't remember his name. And he was in Exodus. But I can't remember. I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of it.
But it does look really good. Like when the trailer went on, it was trying to make it look all it's a happy thing, and yeah. So you don't really know how he knows him or whatever because they don't really say in the trailer.
Joel Egerton.
That's what it is. Okay. So
yeah. Yeah, like when he first shows up, the wife's excited and is like, oh, it's good to see you and everything, and they have dinner, and then he just starts bringing random gifts into their house and showing up with stuff and leaving things on the porch.
And then in the trailer, Jason Bateman's like, this has to stop, like, you have to stop, and then everything just starts turning to shit, so.
Yeah.
Very awkward, yeah. So, no,
it'd be very creepy.
And those kind of creepy suspense ones, those stalker kind of suspenseful ones are very fun to watch.
Yeah. So I hope they release a better trailer later on, maybe that you'll know kind of a little more, but at the same time, they can't tell you too much, because then you know what's going on.
Yeah. But no, it's awesome.
I'm excited for that one.
Cool. Yeah, look at that.
Hey, that sounds good to me too.
Yeah, there you go. See, I think the one that we're not looking forward to is going to be the one we talked about. All right, Sarah, you're up.
Well, I'm most looking forward to this one.
For scientific reasons.
It's Terminator Genisys.
Yes.
First of all, I love Daenerys, Emilia Clarke.
Oh yeah.
I love her.
All right.
And so I gotta support her.
Everyone makes one.
I gotta support her.
I love her too.
I think she's precious, and I think that she oddly looks kind of Linda Hamilton-ish.
She did really good.
Yeah,
making her look how she.
Yeah, so I'm excited about seeing her in something different, and I'm mainly excited to see if they can pull it off.
Yeah.
I'm curious about older Arnold fighting younger Arnold and how the original movies are going to loop in. There's lots of stuff I'm not very happy about, or I'm kind of skeptical about from the trailers I've seen. Yeah. But I'm curious. I'm more curious about this than 50 Shades of Grey, and that was their whole marketing campaign. Curious?
Yeah, curious.
I think it should be Terminator Genisys Curious. Because I am. I mean, there's been a lot of Terminator movies, and a lot of them have not a lot of them, I'll say 2 of them really didn't live up to what they should have been, and I don't know if it's because Christian Bale threw his fit, or if the movie actually didn't live up to it. I don't know.
If anything, his fit made that movie better.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And
you know what? He seems like a good dude, but man, he hates his family.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. I loved the original, of course.
Yes.
T2. And T2 is great, even though somebody was not doing math correctly. And Edward Furlong, in no shape of the imagination, would have been the product of those 2 people from the first one. There's no way Linda Hamilton and Michael Biehn had Edward Furlong. There's no way. Not in 100 trillion years.
I don't even think, I know you
and
mean
there's
like
not
genetically, but I don't think Edward Furlong's parents even wanted it.
And not in 100 trillion years. This movie that came out in 91 was supposed to be set in 94, which would have made that kid 9 or 10. There's no way.
Yeah, he's like 15 or...
But we'll let it slide. We'll overlook all of that. That a 9 or 10-year-old who's in the body of a 14-year-old is driving a moped. We'll let it slide. We'll overlook it. Because the effects...
Yeah, I know.
The effects were awesome.
Yeah.
And it had the little red-haired boy from Different Strokes, so it can't be all bad.
Little red-haired from Different Strokes. So you're saying that was the selling point?
No. Consequently, and this is off topic, that little red-haired boy used to sing all the time at Gillies, I believe it was, at the same time our mother sang there. So she actually has had dealings with him. So there's your removal from Edward Furlong.
All right, there you go. But I will say, though, Edward Furlong aside, T2 is one of the greatest action movies of all time.
No, it's really great. That's why I say...
the first 2 definitely worth seeing.
That's why I say you can overlook the bad math that they were doing.
Yeah.
But Terminator Genisys, I'm not like, this is going to be the best movie I've ever seen. I'm just curious. I'm more curious about this one than I am any other movie coming out. And it's a scientific purposes. It's will it be good? Mm-hmm. Can they pull off something original and still reference the other ones, or is that just going to make it crap the bed? I don't know.
It kind of seemed like they gave away a big twist.
Which leads me to believe maybe that isn't the big twist.
Or is that the whole, what was it, Dreamhouse? Where they gave away the whole twist in the trailer?
No,
yes. Dreamhouse sucked balls.
Well, yeah, we'll get to the bitch fest that I'm about to get to. So.
I know, I should have gone.
But okay.
So just roll it.
Can you at least?
I will say I'm very curious.
Curious is the right word for it.
I'm very curious as a Terminator fan.
Yeah, whether you're dreading it or
I will give you
you're
that
excited.
until I get to my stuff about it.
Okay.
Which, I mean, obviously gives away what I'm going to be talking about.
Yeah. I'm going to chime in at that point, I'm afraid.
And you can. You can chime in. So I'm going to say my piece, then we'll get to the chime in. All right, so Terminator Genesis.
Yeah.
Michael, you're up. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And that would be my second one I'm looking
Yeah, I
forward
was
to.
saying, it was tough, because I wanted
Yeah.
to agree, but I'm like, well, let's try to choose something different.
Yeah, of course, I loved the first one. Loved it. And then I thought the other two were... They were pretty good.
They were enjoyable.
The second one was definitely better than people like to admit. And the third one, I think they're just trying something new. And
Yeah. I thought they completely made up the dinosaur in the third one, the Spinosaurus, but it turns out that that's...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that's a real dinosaur. I know.
I thought, like,
I was
wow,
like, holy
he's
crap.
made this crap up, but no. he's a real thing. But no, it looks
And they
cool.
were all suspenseful.
No, yeah, and
I
they
mean,
were all good. People,
very
anyone who
tense.
wants to be hard on it is just
Yeah.
too damn picky.
Yeah.
Because look when these movies came out.
Yeah.
Like 98 and then
Yeah.
2001. Like, that was a long time ago. So
Yeah.
people
Those
are
were
just
good
getting very...
movies.
People are getting weird.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Just leave them.
Yeah, and of course, love Chris Pratt.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting to see how they're kind of making, at the end of the first one, the T-Rex was kind of the hero.
Yeah.
Because he saved them from the Raptors. And in this one, they're kind of building it to be the Raptors are going to be the hero because they don't have enough to fight off this new genetically engineered dinosaur. So. And
even in one of the trailers, though, because like he trains the Raptors,
right.
but then in one scene, like when they figure out, he's talking to the dinosaurs, you see one of the Raptors start attacking humans. So you're like, oh god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's one quick scene where the Raptor jumps on a dude in like a ambulance or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And so like I'm like, it's very curious to see if he ends up redeeming himself or not. Yeah. If y'all hear something in the background, that's my new music.
That's our theme song.
Yeah, that's our theme song for this one. Yeah, no, we're doing
The
this in our...
ice cream man's here, we gotta go.
Yeah.
I hate the ice cream man. He's a creeper and he sits in front of our house. He's gonna sit right in front of that window for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I guarantee...
What he did...
Yeah, no, I guarantee y'all are gonna hear this, and if you do, it's because we're in the movie room, that's where we do the podcast, and outside of that is where this dude drives to
Let me tell you,
He
this is
literally
what
parks
happened.
right outside that window.
The ice cream man saw that a pretty blonde lives here, and now he creeps.
Yeah, I know. Still, I'm not a pretty blonde. I'm a pretty brunette. That'll be all right. No, you know what? This is why I like doing my channel, because everyone's like edits their things and all that stuff. No, I like to leave it raw. It's raw! I like to leave it like that because it makes it
You're
more
like
fun.
those women that are brave enough to be photographed without Photoshop.
Basically, yeah, pretty much. Who knew the ice cream man would be showing up at like 6 o'clock
Yeah.
on a... See, that's what's weird. It's 7
It's
o'clock
7.
here.
Why is he home?
And he's... go home, dude. Or maybe he lives here. I mean, he stopped. Maybe he's here somewhere.
That's true. He might be your neighbor.
He might be your neighbor.
Yeah. He stopped his music.
Yeah,
So
that was
he goes
that was
right
probably the
here,
fastest
and then he
like,
goes to the park across the street, and he'll just sit there in one spot for like 10 minutes, just creeping.
rubbing his nipples. It's weird.
Oh, God.
All right, so we can all agree Jurassic World, back on topic. Jurassic World's going to be really fun. I think if anything else, it'll at least be added to that list of it was enjoyable. I don't think this one will be bad. I think some people are being weird because about the Raptors being trained because the whole thing of the Raptors are they can't be trained. In the first.
That's why Chris Pratt is magic.
I know. We need to invite him over here so we can, train our new kitten. So a lot of people are really getting too technical. Just enjoy the movie.
He is
people
going to the dinosaur park. The Raptors are just lucky enough to come along.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, so that was our first run through. We got the movies we're looking forward to. And anyone have anything to say about anybody else's movie?
Oh, you're about to.
I think you do.
Yeah.
Well, in a good way.
Oh.
No,
I think
we're gonna
that
see
Michael agrees with me about being curious.
Yeah.
I think everybody's curious.
Everyone's curious.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Caitlin, but you know what though? Out of all of us, I think Caitlin will have the best experience out of this movie
Yeah, because she
hasn't seen the other. Well, you haven't seen the other ones.
Yeah, but I don't want to. That's the problem. Is I'm not interested in Terminator. Like maybe I'm slightly curious.
Damn.
No. It's just I can't explain. It's so much frustration here.
Yeah, we'll let the ice cream man be in this, but we're gonna have to edit the hell out of that.
God.
No, we're kidding. But my point is, interested or not, or curious or not, I think you'll walk out.
Curious or not, you're curious.
You're curious. You have the
must be curious.
No, you have the best chance of going into this movie and walking out pleasantly surprised. We know what to kind of expect with this for the most part, but with you could go see that movie, come out and go, you know what? That wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. It was pretty good. And we may be like, this movie for concern because we don't know.
Because we're old and bitter.
Yes. We're old and bitter, and we like T2. So, all right. So as you can, damn it, Michael. Yeah. So basically, y'all are funny. All right. So basically, this next topic is going to be ones we're not looking forward to. And as for my commentary on Starless Choice, you can already tell what mine's going to be, and that's going to be Terminator Genesis. And here's why. Okay, without totally dogging it, I'm going to dog it. So basically, reasons why I'm not looking forward to it. Number one.
Okay.
What's his face? Who we just talked about? That I can't remember his name. Jai Courtney. He's not. He doesn't need to be Kyle Reese. Kyle Reese was a normal dude. He was a normal dude. He was just a guy they grabbed and sit back.
I know.
And Jai Courtney is a muscle-bound freak show who can't. Let me speak my turn. You let me just say why I don't like it, and we'll all comment.
Okay.
Let me do it. Okay, so Jai Courtney, he's too good. He's like too man for what we need. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. In the trailer, you see a naked Jai Courtney standing there. I don't need that. And also in the trailer, you see John Connor naked with him. Why are y'all both naked? What are you doing? Right?
Because nothing dead can go.
All right. So there's that. Number 2. You said hopefully there's some kind of originality in this one. There's not. The whole trailer is not original at all.
He hasn't seen it, but there's not.
No, listen to me.
What? It is original because Sarah is aware.
She tried to let me speak. She tried. Okay, no, there you go. Okay.
Now you feel
some originality. Okay. No, but then you have
debunked.
No, okay. The second one came out in 91.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second one came out in 91.
Yeah.
Why does the effects of the T-1000 look worse in this one than it did in 91?
True that, and I'm hoping that's one of the things I'm skeptical about is the CG. I'm a little nervous.
And also, this one's going to not make the same mistake as Salvation. Well, Salvation also tried to make their own Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it looked just as fake as this one did. It didn't work. It didn't work. They tried to throw in Arnold Schwarzenegger in the fourth one for that nostalgia.
Okay,
and it didn't work. Hang on. So there's that. Starla, I know she's ready. I'll release you in a second. But okay, so there's that. And then it's like, okay, yeah, she knows. But then in the trailer, how does she know what her son looks like? I mean, I know it's a trailer, and this is what we're basing it off of.
Because he probably says his name. No. I know how it happens.
I'm sure you do. But I'm saying this is based off the trailer.
We can't have a picture.
No. I know how it happens. Because Kyle Reese is there, and probably when the EMFer walks in the room, he says, "Oh, hey, John," or something to that effect.
This is your son. I know,
and then
but
she's like, "What?"
But we can't talk about the unknown because then I'll be bitching how the movie sucked.
Okay.
We're talking about with the trailer.
Well, the trailer's not supposed to tell you the whole story.
It's not, but they did.
Watch the trailer.
But I don't think they did. I don't think they dreamhoused us.
I think they did. Because then the trailer's like, how are we supposed to fix John? So that's what the problem is going to be. The problem isn't old Arnold. It's not new Arnold.
Maybe
it's not the
that's not John
T-1000.
at all.
Maybe not. But it's still a twist that they were so clear on trying to hide for a little bit, and then finally the one trailer later they're like, oh, here's what we're trying to hide from you.
What I'm
show
saying,
some mystery. What happened to the day where they show some leg and then you get to go later? No, it's like no. This is they showed
that's
you the
coming up in my movie.
True. They showed you the whole damn thing in the trailer, and I'm just saying it looks like there's Spider-Man 3 in us, and they're putting too many aspects. Here's what you do: you send back Kyle Reese. Okay, cool. You have Arnold fight Arnold. Cool, and then you just have John. Do we need a T-1000? Do we need old robotic?
I
do we need old robotic Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to be funny? No, we don't need that either. And then we have where he's like, he tries to jump and he goes head first into the window, and it's some of the worst CGI. I mean, they could fix it between now and the release date, but you can see his little head in there is just total like, okay, here's a green sheet, stick your head through it, and we're chill.
Hopefully it's because it's on TV. Because I remember seeing T2 in the theater, and I think it was awesome. And then they have the scene where the T-1000 is chasing John, in that what was construction area, where he's chasing on the bike. Anyway, there was a scene where Schwarzenegger swings around and picks him up, and it's horrible looking. The green screen is just horrible.
And maybe,
I think it just looks different when it goes from.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's the case.
And maybe, like you said, they still have time to fix.
Yeah, they still have time to fix it before.
Edit. You may not even. That might not even make it to the final.
Yeah,
cut.
and maybe not. And then they have and then again, for the 100th time, and not even just in a Terminator movie. You have the "I'll be back"
I know.
for the millionth time,
catchphrase.
but he says it in everything.
Let me say this: I agree with you on many of those points, and that's the stuff that I'm nervous about, and I'm hoping it's okay.
But with all that said, I'm curious. Because I don't want to go see it. Because here's the thing: as a fan of the first two, and even of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't want to walk out of this movie hating it. I don't want to see it to hate it. I want it to be good because, again, the last ones weren't what they're supposed to be. The last two were not what they were meant to be, and I think now Terminator's turned into a joke. This trailer, instead of pumping people up for the right reasons, as soon as they released a trailer for it, we're just like, oh. Because they don't want to see it anymore, because we know what to expect, and we know we're going to go in this movie and walk out of it being garbage.
There's a lot for it to fix and cover and remember. I mean, James Cameron couldn't even remember math from the first one to the second.
He didn't want to do that homework. But it just, again, this movie may be great, but because it just had too many issues and too many negativity built around it. And even in it, I think it took forever for them to finally release a trailer. It's like, oh, this movie comes out in 4 months, and we've seen no poster, we've seen nothing, and then finally they're like, okay, here's a poster, here's a trailer, let's just get it out. And then they're like, oh, people kind of were interested in that trailer, now let's just show them everything, And so it's just like, oh, well, no, I don't want to see that shit.
If that is the main twist, they really shouldn't have released it.
Because then why would you want to see it if that's everything? And this may be one of those things, maybe it's not. Maybe you go, it's great, there's a word of mouth interest, and then it makes money, and then, okay, we can continue on from there. But now and then it's like, okay, and then they also talked about how they may want to try to do more Terminator from this point. How could they, because what else could you do from here on out? Besides, I guess, go back to the future stuff.
Unless they create some new mystery or some new interest in it.
Yeah.
They should probably wrap it up with this one and leave it.
And just see how it goes.
But the problem is money. They will never wrap up anything. Nothing is ever done if it makes money. Yeah. And that's just the bottom line. That's why we've got 10, more than 10, 11 Friday the 13th now? Because it will make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's sad because you kind of almost root for things to fail a little bit so that it'll be bad.
At some point,
just fail.
You want it to not make money, so that way, But overall, I will give it a chance. We're all going to see it.
Yeah.
I just,
And it can be one we all talk about. Different perspectives. Caitlin new to Terminator, us jaded by Terminator. So.
And I was going to say, Caitlin, you can go ahead and start talking about it.
Well, you have different reasons, so that's why I was giving you a chance to talk about
you're...
That's also my least favorite, or least looking forward to coming out, mostly because I haven't seen any of the other ones, and there's a reason for that, because too many people just went around quoting it all the time, and I also didn't like Arnold Schwarzenegger till recently, just because of people going around using his voice from the Terminator and saying his lines all the time.
Yeah, all the
quoting. Because people I've told you this, people exaggerate his voice a lot.
Yeah, and they just do it constantly and say the lines from the Terminator over and over, so I've stayed away from that. I didn't like him, and recently I've seen things I liked him in, and he won me over. But so I'm curious about the Terminator. But at first, I had no interest in it. I didn't want to see it. I still haven't watched any of them, and that's one that I'm just not super excited about. I am curious, but
he doesn't talk really.
In the first one, he doesn't really. He says a few things.
A few lines.
Sedacana, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like he says a few names.
It's really about Kyle and Sarah.
Yeah. And even in the
but
second
he's not
one,
as annoying as it is when people do his voice, because they just go around doing it all the time, and that just kept me away from the movies. I was like, not interested, don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
And that's one that I don't know how I'll feel about this one. We'll just have to see. I don't know if I need to watch the other ones first.
And
we all kind of talked about seeing one movie that we're just not looking forward to and hope for the best.
Yeah, I have no interest in.
And that's what you're doing tonight. Yeah, tonight's Starla's and Terminator's mine, and we're both going into there with an open mind.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like one of the things I am with you on with this is that they tried to introduce humor. Like the first Terminator's a drama action.
It was a drama action.
It's
Second
serious.
Was pure action. It was just
it
was pure and adulterated action.
And the humor was good because throughout the whole thing.
It wasn't
Ultroning
us.
Yeah, I feel like that's a new thing now. They feel like everything has to have humor in it. Scary movies got to have humor. This has got no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, because now it's cross genres.
Yeah.
It's like I want to see a horror movie, that's what I want. I want serious, dark horror.
Yeah,
if I want to see action, Mad Max, man, that was it. Yeah. Mad Max was action, and this one, and even T2 wasn't like Mad Max, like because that was just like, But it was just badass. Okay, we got a guy trying to chase a kid, and then robots there to fight that dude who's chasing the kid. Yeah. You know, it's like that's what it is. And
they don't know, and there's a way to mix it successfully. You know, like Scream did.
Yeah.
You know, you can successfully mix it if you just sparingly.
Because if it's very subtle, it's cool, but not like
slapstick hilarity.
The only way that works, I think, is if you go the parody route, like Scary Movie.
Yeah.
But that's what Terminator is turning into.
A parody of itself.
It's a parody of itself. It went from something that was just total awesomeness to something that was even better, it was very rare. And Terminator is one of those. The second one was better than the first, and that doesn't happen a lot. Mm-hmm. And then third one came out, and then they just don't know how to choose John Connors. I think the only John Connor I was happy with.
They can't find any attractive kid with sandy blonde hair. I don't know how come.
The only John Connor I'm okay with was Christian Bale. I think there's that one. They had an idea what they wanted to do, and then they spoiled themselves in that trailer too. Go look up the trailer for Terminator Salvation. They give away that big reveal too. Yeah. The big secret of Homeboy.
Well, that's sad. That's sad.
Yeah. So they Terminator Sam Worthington they spoiled what his whole thing was. There's a big secret with Sam Worthington in that movie, and they show it right in the trailer, and that was the big reveal. And you're like, oh, well, I already knew that.
Yeah.
What's sad is it reminds me of like 80s scary movies where they would show you how everyone dies in the trailer. You're like,
that's what I love about Alamo, because we'll go do that. We'll go there and they'll show those old trailers for movies.
Yeah, and it shows like everything.
Yeah, it shows the whole. It's like meth, brother, and it shows people getting stabbed in the heart, and it's just the whole movie.
Your whole
and
cast.
They repeat the name over and over, but it's just deaths and deaths and deaths and deaths.
So by the time you get to watching the movie, you're like, well,
that's so
I knew that was
coming. That's fantastic.
And that's what they're doing now because they want people so desperately to be there. So I'm just going to show you anything you might find interesting.
Yeah. I know, you don't have to do that though. Movies like Paranormal Activity, they didn't show a whole lot with
that. Made a lot of money.
But it still made a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know,
but the budgets on these other movies are so large.
They can't afford now.
Yeah. Paranormal Activity.
But by now, some movies, their names are so strong, you don't need to show a whole lot. I think even with Ultron, they could have showed Ultron doing the whole no strings on me, showed a couple people laying down, and that's it.
The way they cut the Ultron trailer totally misled.
Yeah, it did.
Because they tried to be slapstick.
Yeah, because it looked sinister and dark in the trailer, and enough that people were kind of nervous about it, like it was going to be too dark. Mm-hmm. And then you go, and it's like missing the Benny Hill music. That's it.
So, but like you said, movies are just trying to bring in everybody, you know, and I think...
But not everything has to be good for a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Don't take your 5-year-olds to something.
Well, that's why Insidious Chapter 3, I can't wait. But my only thing I'm nervous about with it is it's PG-13.
But then so was The Ring.
So was The Ring.
Well, I know, but...
They can do it well. PG-13?
No, I thought the first one was R and the second one was too, right?
The first one was definitely
But like the original Poltergeist, which is really terrifying still in some parts, is PG.
Well, I know.
So,
but I'm saying
older movies were always PG, even if they should be PG-13.
Well, here's the problem
lots of them should have been.
How many? But ours used to come out all the time.
Original Red Dawn was the first PG-13 movie.
Oh, wow.
Ours used to come out all the time, and now they don't as much. Yeah. Unless it's like 50 Shades of Grey.
Because you can't get kids
and really.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to market to kids, and I hate kids now. Because it's like... because like when we were all little, they didn't treat us like we're stupid.
Yeah,
There's
they dumbed down.
There's movies we could see. There's movies we had to sneak into. There's movies we watched at home, but they were set for the certain age groups. And now it's like everything's either PG-13, so you can get in, or it's PG or whatever.
And you
were
smart enough.
That's why Mad Max was awesome for the fact that it was R.
That was
alone
R.
was R because it was like one tit in it, right? So like it was an R for nudity. It was R for the action and the violence. And the violence. Which is
it should have been.
Yeah.
And 5-year-olds should not be in Mad Max.
So R
that's not for them.
R doesn't mean sexing tit dick. No, like it means like action and violence. Like good stuff.
You know, Pet Sematary I snuck into, the week of my 12th birthday. And I paid for Field of Dreams, went into Pet Sematary. And the thing is there's not any nudity in Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
It's the material is not for someone young.
Yeah.
And I was smart enough to keep quiet and to keep low in the seat because I wasn't supposed to be there.
But every movie has somebody with a baby or a kid. Pitch Perfect 2, the people behind us had a kid.
No, it irritates me how people are just bringing their kids into everything. And like horror movies, you always see people with kids.
What movie did we go see and that baby was crying the whole time?
I don't know. That
wasn't with us, was it?
No, I think it was. I don't think so.
It
Y'all
was,
were there. Y'all would have gone insane.
Yeah,
I think it was just us. The baby was crying the whole time.
Yeah, I don't remember what that was. It was an adult movie.
It was an adult movie, and the baby was crying the whole time. And people were like, "What the?" And they left at the very end.
Yeah, they left 5 minutes till the end.
Before the end, they picked up the
baby.
And
even though the baby had been noisy the whole time, and I'm like, I bet people did it so they wouldn't say anything to him. Because I was gonna say something as soon as we got up, on the way out. I was gonna catch the lady and be like, "I hope you enjoyed the movie. Your kid, ruining it for everyone."
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, doesn't need to. Every time we were in a movie and we see a stroller walk in there, I'm like,
yeah. If you have a kid, get a babysitter or don't go out. Wait till it comes to Redbox. You can't do it. That's the thing you're giving up if you have a kid. You have to know what you can and can't do.
Right. Policy, don't they? Where if it's like
they won't let.
6,
you can't bring a kid under 3 in there for any features after a certain time.
I'm going to take a bet right now, and we'll talk about it when we see Terminator. When we see Terminator, I'm going to say there's going to be at least one kid there. So
if we see it there.
If we see it, well, yeah.
And kids get tired and don't need to be in movies late regardless whether or not it's an adult movie or not, but still people just don't know how to control themselves.
And the loud noises and stuff, you can't blame them because they're terrified.
No, we're not mad at the kids, but it's like, why your parents don't need to bring it.
That's why they're supposed to be parents and be adult about it.
Exactly.
Just you know?
But,
I mean, Mom and Dad had a boatload of kids. They always had kids. One of us was always young.
Yeah.
And they didn't take us to things we couldn't or shouldn't go to. We just didn't go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just the rule.
That's the rule.
They didn't start taking Bridget and Heidi to movies until they were about Ryan's age. They were about 4 years old.
because there's that age you take them to go see their first movie, but it's not.
And then it was stuff like Snow White.
At 4 years old, we're not. Their first movie's not going to be Insidious Chapter 8.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
And we're not. You wouldn't take an infant in there or a 2-year-old. No. So who cares if they're going to be quiet or you... Yeah. People think, they don't understand. Yes, they do. You're scaring them. Yeah. They remember what they see.
They may not know the dialogue,
but they hear
know noises.
And what they see and scary images are not good for children.
We're all adults, and we get... When something pops up randomly with a loud noise, of course a baby's going to do it. It startles you. When Aiden was a baby, I would look at him and go, "Urgh," and he would pout and start crying because he thinks, he just hears the angry noise, and he's like, oh, God.
So that's annoying. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying.
Podcast on that.
Yeah, I was going to say, we just went. This podcast would have been really short had we not talked about that. All right, well, we can all agree. Terminator is a hit or miss. We'll find out
We're very
in a couple
iffy
months.
about
it.
Yeah.
All right, Starla, you're up with yours.
Well, if you want an R movie to dread, Magic Mike XXL.
Yay! What a good name.
I just I didn't see the original, and I don't plan on seeing the sequel because I'm sure there was more story to be told. It's just an excuse for women to look at half-naked guys, and I'm all about it if that's your thing. I'm just not, I don't like movies that are set up to be like, oh, women like this. It just annoys me. It annoys me that these guys that...
Well, the people behind it know who their demographics are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's the same women who went to go see 50 Shades. This is what we talked about.
Yeah. And went to see 50 Shades because it was supposed to be attractive. Yeah. If you're going as a comedy, you're a different group. But if you're going to see it because you think it's going to be hot, you're also going to be at Magic Mike because you think this is hot.
Moves.
And Channing Tatum being able to dance, because he was a stripper. That's why he can dance, everybody.
Before he became a
I mean,
yeah,
of course, he better be able to dance. And I just can't. I don't want to see a stripper with a heart of gold who builds furniture or whatever the story is.
Is that what they named their job?
I've heard that the story is good. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it's good. My mom likes it.
Oh no!
I didn't know this till recently.
Shout out to all you moms out there.
I didn't know that she even had seen it until I bought her for Mother's Day a 4-pack of Matthew McConaughey movies, and that was one that was in it. And she already I gave that to her. That's the first one she's watched so far, and made my dad watch it because he hadn't seen it.
Aww.
She's like, "Don't ruin this for me, honey."
They were cracking up.
Yeah, stop talking.
I asked her if she
puts the case over his head.
I was like, "Did you watch it?" Yeah.
Aww.
Gosh, no. But she thinks it's funny, and my dad was like, I don't want to talk about it.
I bet he does.
It was funny.
And that's what these guys aren't my type of guy. I talk all the time about Channing Tatum's got dead eyes. It's like a shark. He just, I don't see.
Some people think his eyes are dreamy.
I like Channing. As hard as you're on his eyes, he's funny.
He's funny in movies, and he's been good in movies. But I'm not a bodies only person.
Well, no, I know.
I
and
think,
and that's the thing. A lot of people are. Society these days, you can have a shit personality, be mean, but if you have
Michael Madsen in his suit in Reservoir Dogs is so much more attractive than these guys half naked dancing around.
Well, that's just but that's just your personality, you know, like.
And that's why I'm not looking forward to it, because I just know there's going to be a gaggle of women all in the same outfit, all talking in the same high pitched voice, and standing around.
There'll be guys there too.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? I'd rather hang out with the guys that
I know, because at least that way it'd be more entertaining.
They'd be fun and funny.
Well, and here's the
thing
too, it's the same with me. A lot of my friends, they are, that I work with, they like going to strip clubs and stuff like that, but I don't. I would be more awkward. I've never been to a strip club. Starla's been to more than everyone in this room combined. So it's embarrassing. Yeah,
I've been 3 times to a strip club.
Yeah, see? There you go.
That's how I know I'm not into it. Because I
had to go 3 times just to make sure.
No. Because the first time was my bachelorette party, because people drugged me there. Oh, you got to go. It's your bachelorette party. And then the second go round was because Bridget and Heidi were 18 and wanted to go to a strip club. And then Mom's 49th birthday, I made her feel embarrassed and awkward. So I mean, it was reasons to be awkward for all 3.
Yeah.
But I just mean
special occasions.
But you not counting, but just people in general, like that's what they're into.
But there were women there that would drop
around naked people dancing.
They would drop their house payment on these guys. I mean, just money they clearly did not have, and most of them were in the 60+ crowd, which was also very upsetting for me.
Yeah,
Grandma.
Because I mean, they were all about it. Bridget and Heidi laughed. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. It's funny because it's just awkward. You feel so awkward. You don't know what to do but laugh.
People that just it's sad, and I don't know.
Yeah, and I just there is a place for these movies that'll make money.
Oh, no,
people got all excited. They showed the trailer before 50 Shades of Grey, okay? And all the women were like, woo! And cool, go wild. It's just, it's not my bag. And they showed a trailer
for The Gift, and me and Caitlin were like, yeah!
Woo! Yeah, and that's...
Open that gift! Woo! Looks like some wine.
Come open my package.
God.
It just, I'm very glad that this wonderful fantasy exists for women.
Yeah,
where,
dude.
All the strippers look like that, because let me tell you, they don't.
Kaylin, is this your bag?
No.
So, no. But your mom's funny. I see her being, she's definitely comes off as those people. She will watch that movie and hoot and holler in her own home. But she will not go see this movie in the theater.
No,
because
she wouldn't.
Respectable people that will not.
I think my aunt went and saw it in the theater, and she's all about Channing Tatum. She got a Channing Tatum calendar, and she sits there and tells her husband how hot she thinks Channing Tatum is.
I'm link to this video.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, I hoot and holler at World's End because of Martin Freeman.
Yeah, I know.
So this is not
the Martin Freeman.
Called O Man, and you're like, yeah.
No, my mom likes Matthew McConaughey and Channing Tatum.
Oh my God.
She likes Matthew McConaughey and Channing Tatum. And so,
I would say that was a Christmas.
But that's why she has it now. She wouldn't buy it for herself ever. That's the reason that she has it, is because she thinks it's funny, and it was in that pack I gave her with all Matthew McConaughey.
You were providing
she loves Matthew McConaughey.
Mom,
I know.
There's some X-rated material.
X-rated.
That's great. I feel like we need to go see XXL and then record it and then just show your mom so we can get see.
Bootleg back in the day.
Bootleg, yeah.
Gosh.
It looks so small on screen.
What?
In
the movie.
Hell yeah, my bad. Gosh.
And that's the other thing. Those strippers, they have to stuff whatever they're wearing. because it is like so cold in those places. It would not be an attractive look. So I'm just saying. These women get all... No, it's funny because these
Michael
women...
and I are like, can we stop talking about dicks?
No. These women get all excited about these guys being practically naked, but that's not them.
Yeah.
It's like they're wearing a little wonder underwear.
Yep. And this girl I used to work with made me all uncomfortable one day. Me and this other girl was standing there, and she's just like, "Did you hear they're making the Magic Mike 2 XXL?" And she's like, "I can't wait to see Channing Tatum in a G-string again." And she's just like getting all excited. Aww. I was like, "Oh my god, please don't."
Watch the first one again, right?
Yeah, I know. I know. Just watch the first one.
I don't want to hear about it. It just made me so uncomfortable. I'm not even into that.
Yeah, that just...
Because I don't think men should wear that kind of stuff. Like, that's not attractive.
It's not attractive at all.
I wear boxers when they get crawled up my ass. I'm very uncomfortable. I don't want a string in there.
Yeah, I'm just God, dude, good. Walk around with some jeans and your shirt off if you have to. Don't wear, with thongs.
With men, in clothes is much more attractive than here it all is. Whap, whap, whap.
Yeah.
Helicopter. Let me paint you a picture. Hey, everyone use your imaginations there, right? Yeah. Alright, let's get past this Magic Mike crap.
Speaking of things not appropriate for 5-year-olds.
I know.
Yeah. Everyone go to sleep, boys. Alright, Michael, you're up. Let's end it on a high note.
Low note. Another movie I'm not looking forward to is Entourage. So, nothing against... Yeah, I mean... I
like Magic Mike with clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, never saw the show, never had any desire to. You did? Yeah. I never got into it.
It was okay.
Yeah.
You know, like it was good enough. It was good.
To make a movie about it.
No, I think. No. I don't mean it like that. It was it was good enough to be an HBO show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not one that needs to be a movie. You know, I think this movie is just for the fans. It's not for. It's not. I don't think it's trying to make any money. I think it just. You know, for people who love the show, who love these characters, it's their last kind of thing.
Did you watch the whole show, or just?
I didn't watch the last season. I watched everything but the last season.
If you saw the whole show, like, did they leave something open as to?
No, from what I've heard, no. I mean, I've tried to stay away from spoilers, so if I ever do decide to catch up again, but other than that, like the last season I didn't watch. But I mean, it's supposed to be years later, see what they're up to, and you know.
What is it about?
It's about this one guy who tries to become is an actor,
and he has all these friends.
Who's his entourage,
and they go with him anywhere to clubs.
It's just their life. It's just like him going to try to get jobs and go to clubs and all that stuff, and they're just with him. They're his friends who just go with him because he's famous and they're friends, and they're just going.
Jeremy Piven is the agent. Right?
Yeah, Jeremy Piven.
Harry Gold, is that his name?
Yeah,
or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, he's Jeremy Piven's the agent, and then Mark Wahlberg created it based off his life, so it's Mark Wahlberg, like his friends.
Yeah.
Because the dude who plays, there's a character named Johnny Drama. And he has a friend that he was friends with as a kid, who his name's Johnny, and they call him Johnny Drama. So it's based off of his...
Isn't that Matt Dillon?
Yeah, Matt Dillon, yeah.
No, it's Kevin
Dillon.
Is it?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Kevin
Let's not get our Dillons confused.
Yeah, well...
I got my Dillons crossed.
Yeah, that's Magic Mike.
Let me tell you, Matt Dillon is the better Dillon.
Kevin Dillon.
And Kevin was in The Blob.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And Matt was in Tex and Outsiders.
Oh, well, yeah, Matt Dillon. And there's something about Mary.
And Drugs.
But it was good. It was a good show. It was entertaining enough to watch on the show.
These Dillons.
I think if you had HBO, I think let's say if Game of Thrones ended right now, and then True Blood, if it would stay good, those shows were ones that if they just ended after a few seasons, they'd be like, oh, we need to let's see if we can get a movie based on that.
and they did Sex and the City, 2 movies, and I've heard that they're working on a 3rd.
Yeah, and that was another HBO one, right? So I mean,
the movies weren't terrible, but it wasn't like
I think
needed to be told.
Again, I think this is just, even with Sex and the City, I think it was just something to try to do one last thing. And
actually, a couple of things in the movie ruined the seasons for me. Yeah, it totally changed some characters and what you think happened. It's like they reopened issues that shouldn't have been. They were resolved and made characters bad.
You loved the show, and now you hated them for
what they did later. So it's like, well, you guys kind of shot yourself in the
foot
it's like
there.
You
messed something up. Yeah.
So if you watch the series again, it's like, oh, well, we know this one happens with this person, so you're like.
I don't like them now.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. If you can't answer, we'll move past it. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
all you guys. What's one show that's ended that you'd want to see a movie?
I would like them to do a Lost movie and fix it.
Shit. I don't know if I could handle it. My feelings are too hurt still. It's been 5 years later, and my feelings are still hurt.
I know. I'm so upset with that.
Yeah.
So if they could fix it somehow, I'd watch a Lost movie.
There was that show, Reunion.
Reunion was really good.
Reunion was a really, really good show. It was like a mystery show.
It's kind of like they're doing American Horror Story, where it was basically going to be one season, but at the beginning of Reunion, you found out there's like 6 of them.
Yeah, and one of them's been killed.
One of them's been killed.
And somebody else in the group is responsible for it.
But they don't really show you who got killed, or who did it. And they show you, they go from, each episode was like an hour long, it was a year, and the life of all of them.
That's cool.
And what was going on, kind of leading to this person's death in current times.
Right, and they canceled it.
They canceled it in the middle of everything.
Oh, that's
and it was really good.
It was really good, and
didn't release it or anything, so you can find out what happened.
Yeah, and they said that there were characters that they hadn't introduced yet, so they couldn't like tell you what happened, because it wouldn't make sense without these characters coming in.
So it would have been nice if they do like a TV movie or movie in the theater explaining this, or just rehashing the whole thing, because it was a really cool kind of idea.
Mine is one that I don't think it was meant to be go on more than one season, but it was Harper's Island. Do you remember that one?
Loved Harper's Island.
Because Harper's Island was a really cool. Okay, here's the mystery, and it ended. We got resolved.
Right.
But I don't know if they were going to do a season 2 and do something different, or if that was
they
just
were
it.
supposed to. They were going to like American Horror Story it, where
so I think it'd be cool. You take the same kind of concept and make it a really awesome, good thriller mystery, and then you just name it the same thing and throw it out in the movie. Because that was awesome. We need to watch that because it's like 15 episodes.
Yeah, we've got the.
It's like a mini series now because
we've got the series.
Yeah, we need to watch that because it's really good. It's about these friends who go to this island, someone's getting married for a wedding, and then people start dying. Somebody's killing them all, and you're like, what? And it's scary.
It's gory.
Like it's gory as hell. Like it's just very suspenseful. It was pretty well done, and Katie Cassidy's in it.
She was the one to get married.
Yeah, she was the one to get married. That's right.
Yeah, it was a really good show, and stuff like that is original, and it wasn't like American Horror Story where it's over the top.
This one was wasn't over. Yeah, there wasn't like sex scenes all over the place or gay people doing it or a lobster claw dude.
They weren't just throwing things in there for shock value.
Yeah, it wasn't shock value. It was like, okay, here's the concept. People are going to get murdered. Boom. It was like the murder mystery party we went to for Stephanie's birthday. It was like that, but on an island and a movie or a TV show.
Yeah.
So it's like you didn't know, you didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah. That's cool.
And they did really good. Like not once did I ever get to the end. Like as soon as they do the final big reveal, I was never like, oh, I saw that coming. Like you were like, what?
Yeah.
Like holy cow! So it was really good because you have all these people. You're like, okay.
And you cared about the characters, so that when somebody got it, you were upset.
I know.
It wasn't like, oh, I can't
because they make all these people they make you like these people, and you're like, oh, hey. Then you're like, oh.
Yeah, so that would definitely be a cool thing to see.
It's like Walking Dead where no one was safe. They just
they're brave, man. Yeah, because I think they knew for that season they knew they had to have a finish. Like we're not going to have a suspenseful cliffhanger. We're going to end it. Yeah. So they're like, well, we kind of have to just movie you guys. But no, that would be one. I've been thinking about that a lot. Like that show's awesome.
Yeah,
that was good.
You like it. You dig it.
Yeah, it would be fun to rewatch.
Yeah, we should have Harper's Island week. Anything you could think of?
Well, I haven't watched a whole lot of shows from start to finish. Except for, I watched The Secret Life of the American Teenager, which he's watching with me. That one I think would be kind of cool to have a movie
see
of.
kind of what they're up to.
But one I thought of, this is a cartoon, is the Invader Zim show.
Yeah, dude,
that is completely ended, and it's not that long of a series, but everybody who I know who's watched it loved it.
No, because Invader Zim, it was really popular, but Nickelodeon just stopped it for some reason. There's only 2 seasons, and they're both hard to find. We saw the complete series at that half price buy. Alamo.
Oh yeah.
And it's $140.
Yeah.
For the complete
series. Because they know. It's a cult classic.
People
it's very rare.
They still sell, Hot Topic still sells merchandise.
Yeah. They sell T-shirts for it, everything at Hot Topic, and the show ended a while back because I didn't start watching it.
Like 2002.
Yeah, because I didn't start watching it until 2010, I think. and it had already ended.
And Bridget
when I
loved
watched
it too,
it.
because she had that little gur. Yeah, she had this little
Yeah.
gur that you love too. Bridget
Yeah.
had the little stuffed gur.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
I have little
they
gur
went back
keychains
and
and stuff.
did Beavis and Butthead as a movie, you know, because it was
Yeah,
around
it's like they
and
ended.
gone.
Yeah, so and that was another one that people loved it so much. Like, well, let's just do a movie to kind of be like, here you go. And then they brought, because people loved it, still they did one other season. So
Yeah.
like years
So
later.
I think that'd be something to be cool to see as a movie.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
But,
Oh my gosh!
Oh, no.
Bless
We're
your
all
country.
coughing and sneezing. This is the I can't even talk about it. We're all
Sick podcast.
Yeah, sick podcast. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. So everyone feeling good?
Yeah.
Feeling
We're all ready
alright.
for these movies.
Most of them.
Most
Yeah.
of them. Yeah. But yeah. So guys, comment in the section down below what movies you're looking forward to this summer, and then also, of course, we'll do back again after the summer kind of ends. We'll get back to movies that are going to end the year for us. So. Awesome. So thank you guys for listening. Of course, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.